walked, Scott, and we might have tied, but you lost.
It's all
Technically,
about the money.
I'm 2-2. I'm 2-2 versus you every week. If we just go on, but that's why you have to go on profit and money
No,
and stuff.
we're all about the money, and I'm up how much?
Enough. You're
Over
comfortable.
300?
You're
Am I
comfortable.
up over 300?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
Well,
okay,
you're
so
up. You're up 500, but
if you're
but
eating dinner with me, we're having steak and lobster. If you're eating dinner with Truman, he's
you're not.
asking you, he's telling you he forgot his wallet and asking you if you can pick up the tab for burgers.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Exactly. Yeah. But not in.
you can talk a lot of shit, but at the end of the day, I'm out there making money. So that's what I'm talking about, boy.
All right. All right. All right.
All
So
right,
let's.
so first pick. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Okay. Well, we talked about him a little bit earlier, and I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers +1 against the Atlanta Falcons.
That is not what you had sent me.
What did I send you?
You had sent me Carolina Atlanta over 53.5.
Oh, let me check here. Oh, you're right. You're right.
Okay.
Sorry,
All right.
that was from my other show. Yeah, sorry.
Hey, but I like the pick.
Yeah, it is a. This is two teams that struggle on the defensive side of the ball. One team especially, and that is the Atlanta Falcons. They are absolutely horrible on defense, and they're banged up on defense. I like this. I like this matchup right here. They're 3-1 to the over so far this season. Carolina is just 2-2, but I think it's a matter of having the right matchup here. I'm coming around on Teddy Bridgewater. I really am. I didn't think I would. I didn't think I would come around, but I do. I picked up Mike Davis in my fantasy league. He's been a nice little addition. He's solid. Robbie Anderson gives them that deep threat that they haven't had, well, really ever. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Atlanta Carolina over 53.5 right here.
Yeah, but I mean, I still don't hit your other pick either. I think I like the Panthers money line as well. I think I've actually got it later on, but
Yeah,
I always like to hear when you've got the same things I do.
yeah, catching a little value there on Carolina, taking them at +105 would be the way to play that one.
Yeah, yeah, I like it. I like it a
So,
lot.
all right,
You said it was
what do you
Carolina.
got?
You got Carolina +105.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I've got +104. Dang. All right, sorry. I had that written down wrong. I had -104. I'll have to update that.
Well, they're gonna vary depending on where you go.
Well, yeah, but I mean, my score sheet has it at +104 as well, so I need to update that. My first pick of the week is actually Steelers -7, -110. I think another pick that you've got later on, correct?
Yes,
I want to say.
yes, that is
So
correct.
I don't believe this is going to be one of those weeks where we line up on every pick, but yeah, Steelers. Um, Again, I think this is my most confident pick of the week, and like last week, the Steelers would have been my most confident pick of the week as well. I think Vegas is kind of valuing them, and I had them as a little higher. And a little understated fact here is that Pittsburgh's coming off of a bye week, and you don't think about it because it was a coronavirus bye week, but it's a bye week nonetheless. I had Pittsburgh favored as much as 14. I had as favored over 14.5 points. So yeah, I love Steelers -7. I love that pick. It's
Okay,
great. It's
good.
great for me.
All right, very good. I'm going to go with the next pick here. It's going to be Vegas and the Chiefs. I'm going to play under 55. Truman. I think we're getting Rashard Breeland back. The defense is starting to get healthy. We're having Charcandrick West is going to be back. So, or Charcandrick Ward, sorry. Chardavius Ward. No, Charcandrick West is the guy.
Charvarius Ward.
Charvarius Ward.
Charcandrick
Right.
West was a running back on the team for the past
Yes,
2 years.
yes, he was. I'm gonna play the under 55 in this one. This is a Chiefs offense that, again, they're playing as well as they want to play. I don't think they put up a ton of points in this one. Oakland is going to certainly want to run the ball and control the clock with Josh Jacobs, and they may have some success against that Chiefs rushing defense, which still isn't great. So that I think they're going to be able to chew up a lot of significant amounts of clock. Whether they're able to punch it in or not, that's a different question. It is kind of a bend but don't break sort of defense.
Yeah.
I will. I'll take the Raiders and the Chiefs under 55.
Yeah, I don't hate that pick. Just like we were talking about, the Chiefs have a tendency to just kind of play down and close their playbook when they play bad teams. I wouldn't be shocked to see the Chiefs only score 20 or 26 or whatever, and the Raiders score 20, and then we're talking total at 46.
Right, and by the way, that is available at BetOnline on a short price at -102.
Ooh, okay, all right. I'll give you the update.
A little juice to the over there.
I'll give you a little minus. You said -102 on that line.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll give you.
And of course, 54 and 55 are pretty key numbers when it comes to totals in the NFL. So, well, college as well, of course, but it's something you want to keep an eye on there.
Mm-hmm. So getting it all the way up to 55 instead of 54 is pretty nice.
Agreed.
So looking at my next pick, I've actually got this was an interesting pick when it came out. I was very intrigued by this, but it's one of those that you look at and you go, really, and then you go, well, it's not insane, and that's basically how I felt about the Carolina money line last week. I've actually got the Jacksonville money line at plus 206. Again, that's big cash if it hits. But obviously that's a big what if. They're playing Houston. Now, honestly, I'll tell you what, Houston has not looked good. And the fact of the matter is that it's Jaguars. The Jaguars are at least have a win and have looked competitive in games. Houston has not, and they just lost to what we were talking about probably being one of the worst teams in the NFL in the Minnesota Vikings until last week. Now the Minnesota Vikings look like a still probably bottom 10 team, but they're probably number 10. When in Houston looks like a bottom 5, and they're not 5. I think. So,
yeah, they're not only 0-4 against the number. They have fallen 7.2 points short of the number each week, which is second worst mark in the NFL, second only to Truman. Who gets beat worse than Houston?
Oh, the Jets.
Absolutely, Jets, Jets, who are also 0-4 to cover.
Yeah, absolutely awful. So yeah, I think I like Houston here. And while it's a big line, they have Houston favored as much as 5.5, and I think the Jacksonville money line, if this hits, it's plus 206, and that that can make up for a lot of picks. I can miss 2 and make up that money. So it's not. While I'm not betting, while again this is all based on what the spreadsheet says, I'm not betting just on value. I do appreciate the good value here, and I love it if this hits. This is my number. If this hits, I'm having a great weekend. If you see Jacksonville win, I'm gonna be dancing. I'm dancing in the streets because that'll pretty much pay for the rest of the weekend.
Please post that video. That'll be something to see.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody really wants to see that posted, but
all right, very good. I'm gonna go back to the well here, Truman. I'm gonna go back to the well on the Baltimore Ravens, playing yet another bad team. I'm going to take the Ravens -13 once again.
Yeah.
I will.
Playing a bad Cincinnati team there.
Playing a bad Cincinnati team. Cincinnati does get Geno Atkins back. I question how great he's going to be his first game back after missing the first 4 with a shoulder injury, as well as most of training camp as well. This is a Baltimore team that I still think has something to prove, and they've been banged up. It looks like Lamar is going to go. I would monitor. It's kind of tough to make this pick on Friday night for a Sunday game because obviously if Lamar Jackson doesn't go, this is a totally different wrinkle here. So I will say, Truman, that is the caveat for this play. If Lamar Jackson does not play, this is a no play. This is a scratch for me.
If Lamar Jackson does not play, yeah, obviously, and I'll give you that scratch. That's certainly one that they'll have to reset the lines pretty heavily at that point if we're looking.
Well, I'm going to play these the way I play in real life. In real life, sometimes you get the number early because it's a good number, and then sometimes you're going to have to wait right up until game time to see what the injury situation is, or some sort of announcement from the team that he definitely will be playing. So
Yeah.
as of right now, that's a probable with me, as it looks like he's going to go. I'll take Baltimore minus the 13 points.
Yeah, and I don't hate it. Lamar Jackson was a full participant at practice today. I believe I saw that
Correct.
because I was looking at my fantasy team. I've got Lamar Jackson on there, and it posted that he was a full participant. So yeah, the odds that he goes here, but an unspoken factor there is that if he is a little bit banged up, if they go up 14 in the fourth quarter with 6 minutes left, you could certainly see him get pulled, and then that offense sputters, and Cincinnati goes down there and puts in a garbage time touchdown with 30 seconds left and tries to get an onside kick, and then you're screwed.
Certainly possible. It certainly is. There's always the option. There's always the opportunity for a backdoor cover. I'm just hoping that they are able to get a big enough lead where they can coast at the end, even if they want to take out Lamar Jackson for I don't even know who their second string quarterback is.
Robert Griffin III. I'd still have.
Oh, that's right. RG3. That's right. He's already taken a couple of garbage time snaps this year.
Well, that's the issue with those really good coaches there. Also, is that they love winning and keeping their team healthy, but they don't give a shit about my spread.
No, they don't. No, not one bit.
They're not going to keep Lamar Jackson, and they're just for funsies. You know.
All right, what's your third pick?
My third pick, we talked about this a little bit earlier. I actually had the Panthers at, as you said, plus 104, and I just checked. So let me update that on my end here. But I have the Panthers at plus 104. It was actually going to be originally. I had to make this change as I realized when I was staring down the barrel of it. I had New England on here. New England still, we're kind of unsure about what's going on with Cam, and he's not going to play. So I didn't see enough stability there in the quarterback position last week to want to bet on the Patriots. So I subbed in my Panthers money line, which was my number 6 pick of the week. If you threw out the New England money line or the New England -5, so. Panthers money line plus 104 again, like we were talking about. I believe this Carolina team's a little underrated. Although I also believe that this Atlanta team is a little underrated as well. I think Atlanta, despite if they didn't have 2 epic collapses there, they lost to the 2 best teams in the NFC, and then they had 2 epic collapses. And they hung semi tough with Seattle until the end there. And if you look back at that score, it's only like 13 or 14. It's not. And same with Green Bay. And so I believe Atlanta's still a little underrated, but I think Carolina is shaping up to be a good team. If Carolina's got a lot to play for. If they win this week, they're tied up top at the NFC South with Tampa Bay at 3-2. If they win this week, so I believe there's a little bit of increased motivation there. Again, not why I laid the pick. I laid the pick because I saw the statistics, and I have Carolina favored by 1.5. So Panthers money line plus 104. It's great. Although you told me Carolina plus 1, and what I believe there's a rule there, right? Is there a rule that we talk about? You always take the Carolina.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was really just kind of recounting the line. That's where the line was. But yeah, if it's 3 or less, always take the money line, and it is 105, so you can write yourself down for that. This is an Atlanta team. This is an Atlanta team that's just 1-3 against the number. We talked about Carolina before. I like that play. I think that's solid.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna take a dog here, Truman. This was I went dog hunting, and it was a tough week for dogs. I know you like the Jags. It's certainly possible. It's a dreadful Houston team. They got to change a coach, and this Jacksonville team still banged up in the secondary. I don't think they're going to get much pressure on him. I think Lamar's probably going to be able to have his way with this horrible defense, but we'll see. Wish you lots of luck. My dog is going to be the Giants and the Cowboys, and of course,
well, the Giants.
My goodness. Did some money just come? Oh, man, I hate it when that happens. I did my other NFL show about an hour and a half ago. It was Giants plus 9.5. It's now Giants plus 8.
Ooh.
So
you're still taking it?
Yeah.
I guess the difference between 9.5 and 8 probably isn't that significant.
No, although you're going through 9, I don't love that. But yeah, I'll still.
Although we've got all the weird 2-point conversions. What was up with that? All the weird 2-point conversions last week.
Yeah, and Philly, they made them chase that all the way through that game, putting up that 2-point conversion. And Dallas it's actually this Giants. God damn, it's juiced to the +8. So it's soon going to be +7.5, I would think. My goodness, I'm going to wait on that one. We'll book it now at officially +8 because that's what it is when the show is. But that's another one I'm going to wait on.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's going to be some buyback on the Cowboys if that number gets down to 7.5.
I would have to guess so.
Maybe we can get it even back to that 9.5 range. Man, I really like that. But somebody must have taken a huge bet, or I'm a line mover, but our video went up. So, but give me the Giants. That's gonna be my underdog play this week.
I don't hate it. Man, I don't like either of those New York teams. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's tough for me to get on the Giants bandwagon here. That's a caveat with the spreadsheet. I think we covered that in the first week. I don't ever use it to beat teams to beat the spread but not win. I don't trust that. I don't trust something saying, well, this team should beat the spread. I don't like.
Well, there is a caveat in sports betting and football, especially betting on football. If you can't make a case for them to win outright, you shouldn't be playing them with the spread.
Right. But when it's but to an extent, when the spreads are over a score, when they're 2-score spreads, then you can make a caveat that, well, I think they'll make it close.
Yeah, this is a Dallas team that has failed to beat the spread yet this year.
Interesting.
They have failed to cover the number. The defense has been struggling. They've given up a ton of points. Yeah, this is a dreadful Giants offense. But as we saw last week against the Rams, they were able to confound them after that initial drive. That's the only touchdown, or the only touchdown they gave up until late in the game. Yeah, Dallas is going to get theirs, but I think the Giants are going to be able to stay close enough to get me the win here. Like I said, I like it a lot better at 9.5. We're keeping an eye on this to see if we can get a little buyback and get that line back up there.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I don't hate it. So that was your fourth pick. For my fourth pick, I've actually got the Browns money line. I'm rocking all the money lines this week. That was the money line that I had at -104. If you want to double check that as well. Cleveland gets to play Indianapolis in Cleveland this week. Cleveland's streaking. They're 3 in a row now after having that terrible opening game against the Baltimore Ravens, and they're getting some respect there. Again, we talked about Indianapolis. They're probably a top 5 team in my book, but Cleveland's a top 10 team now in my book. So I don't hate this situation. So that'll be what it comes down to. Baker Mayfield being able to make plays. Also some key people missing on that Colts defense. Darius Leonard's out. Darius Leonard was limited in practice. I know he was hurt and was struggling through practice. We'll have to. That could be a big line mover right on Sunday there. Whether or not he plays, I don't know if he's been ruled out yet.
I'm confused about your power rankings. You've got the Colts higher than you have the Browns, but yet it's basically a pick'em game, which it is. In fact, it is a pick'em game,
mm-hmm.
And you've taken the Browns. I don't get it.
A little bit of home field advantage there. There's a little bit of a home field advantage adjustment just for, and while it's gone down, I've decreased it during the coronavirus because the crowds don't play as much of an effect and things. But there is an argument to be made for home field advantage in the regular season, and so that's where that comes through. So to basically how I adjust these teams based on point differential is top team. I compare the top team to the worst team. I have that set to an arbitrary value, basically, so then I can equate how many points they're up in the Steehn score ranking to how many points they should win by on a football field. I then apply that, and then I adjust some things such as home field advantage, and this is one of those things, which is why we've got a Cleveland team that's projected to beat the Indianapolis Colts by half a point. So it is. I'm right there with you where I've got it at a pick'em, but the pick'em is,
and a half-point victory is one of your top four. It was your fourth top play.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I don't want to see how the sausage is made. Just give me a victory there.
Yep.
All right. Very good. My last pick. It is one that you took earlier. We talked about it. I like this Pittsburgh Steelers team -7. against Philadelphia. Color me not convinced yet on the Philadelphia Eagles. They've been dreadful 3 games and stepped up and played a good game against the Niners there on Monday night. I'm a big fan of this Pittsburgh team. I'm a big fan of the defense. 2-1 against the number. They don't cover by a bunch, but they do cover, and I like what they're doing. So I'm going to take the Steelers here minus the 7 points.
Yeah. Again, I'm right there with you. I think Steelers are depending on we'll see how they come back after having that week off. But I thought they're trending towards being one of the best teams in football. And that AFC, I'll tell you, that AFC North looks tough this year. That's a tough division.
It is. Cincinnati obviously bringing up the rear there, but Cleveland starting to play some good football. Knock on wood for the folks in Cleveland. And the Pittsburgh and Baltimore obviously very good teams. That should be a fun game when those two get together. But yeah, that's a very good division right now.
Yeah, I can always cheer for the Browns. It's just hard to cheer for Baker Mayfield at times. The crotch grabber himself.
Right.
But yeah, I like the Steelers there. I think that's a great pick. I think that Eagles team looks dreadful. Even I know they beat a San Francisco team where the guy was throwing pick sixes all night and they had to make a quarterback change in the middle of it, and I want nothing to do with San Francisco. Yeah. Although Jimmy G might be back this week. He was practicing.
He is starting. That was announced right before we came on the air.
Awesome. That's great.
That he will be back. So
I'll have to see what he does before I feel ready to fly again with San Francisco. But
yeah, agreed. All right, who's your last pick?
My last pick is the Seattle Seahawks -7. They get to play that Minnesota team that we were discussing earlier. I've got them favored by 8.5. And the Vegas line is at -7, so I had to take the Seahawks. I like that. And it's certainly a line that could move. I don't love it as much at 7.5. I would sure like to see it down to 6.5. We'll see. That line could move.
It's possible. It's juiced right now towards the Vikings +7 at -115.
Nice.
So
yeah, one to watch. If that gets down to 6.5 over the weekend, I'd certainly take it. I would just go for it.
That's one of those ones you want to just check every hour on the weekend while the windows are open, because it could take a brief drop down to 6.5. It's also a good time to remind everybody of something that you always need to do: have as many options as possible for places to place bets. If you're online, have different sites. If you're obviously somewhere where they have casinos, number one, use their apps and check the lines. Always line shop, because there is a difference, and there's almost always a difference in what you're going to pay as far as the vig goes.
Yeah, I love it. I think, what is that? Is that all 5 for both of us?
It's all 5, buddy. That's all 5. Brought it home in under an hour tonight.
Yeah, I know we're cruising. Once we cut out the power rankings, where we just kind of, twiddle our thumbs and talk about it a little bit. Get down, but now that we don't we get right back into the sports betting content. Get through the picks. Get to talk chalk. No, this is actually a fairly non-chalk week for us. I have 3 money lines. Jesus Christ! I just noticed this. Why did I do this? Why have I done this to myself? No, I'm sure those won't blow up in my face at all.
And I took 2 totals, 2 chalks, and a dog.
So yeah, I would call this a chalk week, but it's not at all a chalk week. So
no,
but
looking for those dogs to cash, buddy.
Appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you picking. Maybe we'll do a little. We might have to do a little live show next week, huh? Maybe do a little in-person thing, huh?
That's right. You and I will be together next week, so we'll figure out a way to do that. I'm still trying to figure out how do you have you guys socially distant. So.
Yeah. Right.
But I know you don't go a lot of places, so.
No, I try not to. I try to be smart during these times. I try not to. My buddies ask me to go out to the bars or go play ultimate frisbee, and I'm kind of like, I don't know why or how or when you're doing that. So.
No, ultimate frisbee I think would be fine.
No, are you thinking of disc golf or are you thinking of ultimate frisbee?
Better. I was actually thinking of disc golf, but
Ultimate frisbee is the football of frisbee, where you have to where you
right,
have
right,
to
right. Yeah,
slam into each other and cover
ultimate
each
wouldn't
other.
be as bad. I mean, but yeah, and still not as good as disc golf would be. But
Don't love the ultimate frisbee right now.
right,
Or the bars, or going out to go play ultimate frisbee with the guys who do go to the bars. So I'm good. But
fair enough.
the guys that were going to Arizona at the beginning of all this because the bars were still open in Arizona. We're off on a tangent at this point. Scott, I appreciate you being here. You want to do some shout outs here? Tell us where we can
Sure.
find you.
Yeah, of course. Don't forget to check out our website, winnersandwhiners.com. They do incredible deep dives. Staff of handicappers are second to none. They are the #1 site in the world for predictive sports analysis. And so make sure if you're wanting to learn about the teams, wanting to find out what's going on behind the numbers, it's a great site, winnersandwhiners.com. Check out me over there doing my YouTube thing at the Winners and Whiners YouTube channel. Scott Reichel and I do a little show called Today in Sports Betting each and every day. So make sure you check that out as well. Follow me on Twitter at Steehn. That is STEEHNROLLER. All right, I think that's it. But
we love some Steehn puns for our stuff. Obviously,
and of course, if you want to make some money, if you want to hop on board the Steehn Express, you want to get my very best picks. Do sign up for my premium service. I do have premium picks available. Just go to the Winners and Whiners website, follow the premium tab, and you will find me and my picks. So,
goddamn, there are a lot of places to find you, huh? And
that's right.
Of course, I've been Truman Steehn. You can find me over here at twitch.tv/Steehn Machine, as see above, or my Twitter, also Steehn Machine. I've also got a new Twitter for some betting. Doing some picks over there with CG Sports or Bo Bets now, and so
That's right. That's right. I know that CG Sports brought you on to do some premium stuff over there. I'm pretty excited about that opportunity for you, and I'm sure you are as well. So
yeah, for CG Sports rolling with the machine. That's you can find that at CG Sports RWTM on Twitter. I don't think I've posted anything yet, but you can certainly go over there and follow it if you want to. Scott, as always, I appreciate you being here. Tell Mom I love her. I actually talked to her on the phone today. Anyways,
all right, I'll pass the word.
Yeah,
thanks, of course, for everybody for watching. Good luck on all your plays this weekend, and I'll see you next time.
Right. Yeah. I hope to see you back at the window, huh?
That's right, buddy. I'll see you later.
All right. See ya.